feeling? Of being squeezed into a shape that just doesn't fit, especially when it comes to work? Well, today we're going to dive into a pretty powerful idea that flips the whole job search completely on its head. And you know what? It all starts with a story.
So meet Miriam. She had it all, right? A solid resume, a college diploma, years of real-world experience. I mean, on paper, she was the perfect candidate, but after 8 long months of searching, interview after interview just fizzled out. And here's the thing. The problem wasn't Miriam, not at all. The problem was that the jobs themselves, well, they were never designed for her and her unique strengths to begin with. And look, Miriam's story, it's not a one-off. It's actually a symptom of a much, much bigger issue with how we even think about employment. Her whole struggle really shines a spotlight on a fundamental flaw in the system itself.
And this is the absolute core of the problem, right? The system we've got keeps asking, okay, what jobs are open? It starts with a list of openings, and then tries to kind of shove people into them. It's all about what's open, not about who's looking. But what if we've had it totally backwards this whole time?
Okay, so this is where a really radical, but honestly an incredibly practical idea comes into play. What if we just flipped the old model? Instead of trying to change the person to fit the job, what if we started changing the job to fit the person?
So let's break this down a bit. Over on the left, you've got the standard labor market model. You know this one. It's all about filling the slots that are already there. But on the right, you have the person-first model. And this changes everything. It starts with the actual human being, their unique skills, what they're into, what they need, and then it builds a job around them. The whole focus shifts from what's just available to what's truly possible.
Yeah, and this whole person-first approach, it actually has a name. It's called customized employment. And it's so important to get this. It's a process, not just a one-and-done placement. It's all about thoughtfully creating or even negotiating a role that ends up being a perfect match for what someone can do and, at the same time, what an employer really needs.
And listen, this isn't just some nice theory somebody dreamed up. The folks behind this, we're talking Cary Griffin, David Hammis, and Tammara Geary, they have decades of real-world, in-the-trenches experience. I mean, David Hammis alone has been doing this for over 30 years. These are pioneers who have developed real employment plans for thousands of people that most systems had pretty much given up on. Their work is grounded in deep professional and personal experience, which makes this whole approach so credible and so powerful.
So you might be thinking, okay, this sounds great, but how do you actually customize a job for someone? Well, it all starts with a process that the authors call discovery. And trust me, this is the foundation for everything else. This right here really captures the whole philosophy of discovery. This isn't about sitting in some stuffy office giving people standardized tests or doing formal interviews. No way. It's about getting to know someone in their own element, seeing what they're genuinely passionate about, what they're actually good at, and what a truly good day looks like for them. So the whole discovery process really zeroes in on 3 key things. First up, skills. And we're not just talking about what's on a resume. We're talking about all those informal talents that people have, the ones they often don't even see as valuable. Second, their real interests, the stuff that actually energizes them. And third, something called social capital, which is basically the network of people who know them and support them. And that can be a massive resource. So after this deep dive, you get this amazing final product called a vocational profile. And I want you to think of this not like a resume, which is often a list of past jobs and maybe limitations. No, this is a rich, strengths-based portrait of a whole person. It captures who they are and what the ideal conditions are for them to succeed. And let me tell you, this profile changes absolutely everything.
Okay, so now you're armed with this incredibly deep understanding of the individual. And because of that, the conversation you have with a potential employer, it becomes completely different. You're no longer walking in asking for a chance. You're walking in to offer a solution.
And you can really see the shift here. The old way, the traditional pitch, it feels like a sales transaction, right? You're almost asking the employer for a favor, which immediately puts the job seeker in a position of need. But the customized pitch, that's all about creating a relationship where everyone benefits. You're going to an employer, identifying a need they have, and offering a specific person as the solution. Suddenly, that job seeker is in a position of value. So really, the whole thing comes down to this massive change in language. The question is no longer, hey, will you hire this person? It becomes, look, here is the specific contribution this person can make to your business. That one word, contribution.
is everything. It reframes the entire dynamic away from charity and toward a smart business decision.
And this new type of conversation often leads to a really tangible, super practical strategy for creating that perfect fit. It's a technique they call job carving.
Job carving is, well, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You look at all the different tasks happening in a workplace, you identify things that maybe aren't getting done or could be done a lot better, and then you carve those specific tasks out to create a brand new role. So this new position is built around the job seeker's strengths, and at the same time, it solves a real problem for the business. It's a true win-win.
And hey, if you're out there listening to this and you've ever felt like the system just doesn't see you, this next part is for you. Everything you've maybe been told you need to downplay or overcome, your unique skills, your specific needs, your own vision for what meaningful work looks like, those are not obstacles. In this model, they are the actual blueprint for creating the perfect job.
So, it all comes back to this one single powerful question. Instead of us always asking how you can fit into the world of work, we can finally start asking, how can the world of work be redesigned to fit you? You see? It's a profound shift, and it opens up a whole world of possibilities.